Hey going guys, Jessamy here again today, and we're going to be talking about using George, your AI crew member, to do some shooting for guns, Hellfires, and rockets. I have a couple of targets set out up here, but on the way out we're going to talk about how we're going to do a few things. Now the first thing that we're going to talk about is the controls. Now I've already gone through the controls, but this is just the controls for George. So we'll have a look at the controls. So there is two things that you're going to need. First one is George AI Helper, Show and Hide. You can also grab the George AI Helper. Go down here. George AI Helper, cease consent to fire. So you can do something there. I'm going to give it a spacebar for it. I don't use it for anything else. And request control of the aircraft if you want to. We don't need to do that because it's front seat. The next one you're going to need is here, the AH64D George Helper AI, or George AI Helper. Minus the hide button because you don't need it. You will need the down, left, right, and up. Now I'm going to refer to these as short up, or long up, or short right, so on and so forth. Alright, so when I say long left, it's a hold down button. When I say right, it's a short right, it's click it. And off you go. Alright, so that is all you need. Alright. So to bring up the AI helper, let's get the track AI working here. You press that show and hide button. Now we have the gun down in the right hand corner and it is yellow, which means it's on standby. If I go right short, we got Hellfire, right short, and rockets. But we want him to do gun. We want him to do 10 bursts. So we go short right, short right, short right, and short right, and there's burst to 10. We also have slave and unslave, so short down. He doesn't do anything because we're on standby. So that is how that works. Okay? So we're going to move on out here. I'm going to change my direction now to the range. And we'll head out to the range, which is that direction. As you can see, noted by... I've got to change all my ranges down to the ground, not up in the air, but it's out there. Alright, so first off, we're going to do some Hellfires first.
Pausing Hellfire.
And we are going to set the arm button by going up long. On our weapons page, we're going to set missile. And down on video, we're going to go vid, ads, and vid. No, weapons, sorry. Weapons, ads. And then weapons. We can see what he is looking at. Alright? So you can have that on either screen. I prefer it on the left screen because obviously you've got the map on the right. But yeah. So we can have a look at what he's looking at. So technically he should be looking at the front of the aircraft this whole entire time. So some of the symbology we'll go through in a later video. We're just worrying about George. He will do all the weapon stuff. We're worrying about this stuff in the right hand bottom corner. So he is ready to go. He is armed. We're going to go ahead and arm our stuff on our side. And once we get in close, so there's the targets out there with the red smoke. That would be for another video. I have J.T.A.S out there. So I'm going to teach you how to use J.T.A.S and use the front seat to slave onto the J.T.A.S missiles, to save you having to laze yourself. I still need to learn out how to laze myself, but J.T.A.S will also laze for you. That'll be in a separate video altogether. But for now, we're just going to use this George setup. We'll do some gun runs, we'll do some rocket runs, and we'll do the Hellfires. Alright, so we'll just creep down over the hill. We know where the targets are now. We can see them off in the distance. I can see them with the red smoke and some of the buildings. If you can't see the buildings, yeah, spec savers. But yeah, no, I wouldn't suspect you to be able to see the buildings. If you can, good on ya. If you can't, they're out there. It's just tiny little buildings over in the distance near that mountain on the other side. I gotta say, it's not a very fast aircraft, 140 knots. You might be able to get it up to some ridiculous speeds when you're diving, if you do a dive, if you're allowed to do dives. But yeah. Alright, so when you think you're starting to get nice and close, we're about 10, once we get under 10 kilometers, we'll tell him to WAS by pressing short up, but using our head tracker, our crosshairs, just to put it on that horizon line, because that's where the buildings are. Or you can mark it out with smoke. I have marked it out with smoke, and that's because there's a J.T.A.S drone out there. Once we're about 13 kilometers, we'll, or 10 kilometers, sorry, not 13. We will get him to start lasing. I wonder if we can do it now. So it's short up.
And slaving.
So he's slaving. So he has found a tank. Okay. So we'll go tank 1. So it'll be short right.
Get me closer. We're out of range.
He's asking to get him closer, out of range. So we'll do that. Note that we are close enough now. We've got a big box, okay? So we can tell him to fire when ready.
Copy. Ceasefire. I'm deslaved. Get me closer. We're out of range. Negative. Out of range.
Alright, he's still out of range. So you need the big box. Now, if I put the big box out... Oh, there he goes. So he's fired 1. He's going to be off. But if I did this myself, we're out of range, if the box was not square, solid square, that means we are out of constraint and the missile can't see the target. However, it can see the target, noted by the T by tracking, as you can see. It's alpha code tracking. So it is tracking the laser from the helicopter at the moment. Boom, 1 critical damage. Done. And he's gonna fire again because it's only critically damaged. I want to get too close.
And I'm deslaved.
The slave
And deslaving.
truck out there.
I'm deslaved.
Let's go truck 3.
Engaging.
He's engaging the truck. Fire it off, and then goes the missile out to the left. Boom. So there it goes. So the next one. Oh, he's going again.
Target destroyed.
Alright, so it's short up, tank,
Roger, engaging.
which was short right, and then he fires. Pretty self-explanatory.
Good effects on target.
Short up,
Empty slaved.
tank 2,
Engaging.
short right, he's engaging, missile fired. Missed, he'll fire again. Missed, fire again. And that should be all our rockets. Alrighty. So, the next one. We're going to do rockets.
I'm up rockets.
So he's wazzing rockets. So we'll come in and we'll tell him to do some of these trucks here.
Slave.
So he's slaving himself to the truck.
Slave. Empty slaved. And empty slaved.
Oh, there we go.
And deslaving.
Tell him to go truck 1. And there we go. Gotta line him up. Help him line up to the trucks. And he should fire some rockets down at the trucks there, which he just did. I think he might fire some more in a second. Maybe not. So we'll turn around and give him another rocket run. So we have to try and get the helicopter, so roughly straight ahead, not turning like we were. So you want to keep the line straight up and down, so he has time. Now, if this helps using your trim, do this. By all means, use your trim. You don't have to. Can fight the aircraft most of the time. It's actually a really stable aircraft. So we'll come around. We'll tell him to lock onto something.
And slaving. Deslaving. And
So
deslaving.
short up.
Slaving. Empty slaved.
Or tell him to do truck.
Engaging.
Boom. Do it again. And there he goes.
Good effects.
So yeah, you got to make sure that velocity line is quite high. Like not quite high, sorry, but like straight up and down. If it's out to the left, out to the right, you're gonna have trouble getting him, like George, to fire off. And it's also good practice to do it with George, because then you'll know where you have to be in relation for your friend in the front to actually fire from. So making sure that your velocity line is up and you're good to go for that. Right, so I'll come back around. Should go to rocket page, so I can see how many rockets we've got. We've got 20. Might need him to do 8. So we'll tell him to do 8. He's only doing 4 at the moment, so also short right. So he's now doing.
Okay, quantity to 8.
He's doing 8 rockets now. You got to make sure it's on green. If it's yellow, he's on standby. Come over here and do some tanks.
And slaving. Empty slaved.
Tank.
Firing.
Alright, nice and neat. So we're going to come left a bit. Whoa. Sorry about that lag there, boys. It's all this smoke. I would say the DCS and smoke does not go well together. Alright, pylon limit missed. Alright, we'll have to do another run. And quick save there on the aircraft. Alrighty, we'll spin around one more time and give him another target. And then we'll go on the guns. Guns is pretty much the same as rockets. You just get in nice and close. Now the guns, I think you can do up to 3 kilometers technically. But I think you need to be kind of in a hover for that sort of stuff. We'll line up one of the tanks.
And slave. Deslaving. Deslaving. Slave. I'm deslaved. I'm deslaved. Engaging.
So he wants that tank there. Alright, so it looks like the tank does not want to get destroyed by the Hellfires. But that is the process of getting George to do rockets. Alright, so the next one is short left back to gun. Let's go 20 rounds.
Guns up 20.
Make sure we actually get these trucks. Now we're going to bring it into a nice slow, probably about 50. And we'll tell him that there's a couple of trucks out to the left here.
Slaving. Deslaving. I'm deslaved. And deslaving. Slaving. Deslaving. Slaving. Deslaving. And firing. Engaging. And slave.
Alright, we're really close to the ground now.
And slaving. Engaging. Roger, engaging. And engaging.
Alright, he doesn't want to. We're too close. Alright, so if he does that, we're pretty much too close. Alright, so we're going to come out here a bit and get away from there. Are we on rockets? No. We're on gun now. So you got to make sure you're on gun as well. I think I was still on rockets there.
Slaving. I'm deslaved. I'm deslaved. Engaging. And engaging. Engaging.
Alrighty, so we'll have to get it a little bit further away. But you get the gist of it. Basically, to get him to fire, you just need him on green. You need to select the target via short up, and then select your target by scrolling down, either up and down on the short up or short down for the scroll, and then short right to lock target. That's basically all you need to do.
Slaving.
So we'll go truck.
Firing.
There he goes, he's firing at the truck now.
Good effects on target. Slaving. Engaging. Good effects on target.
Alright, so more trucks have just respawned. Alright, so yeah. That is how you get him to do gun runs, rocket runs, and Hellfires. Now they're all exactly the same. It's short up.
Slaving.
Use the short down, short up
Copy.
to go
Ceasefire.
through the menu on the left, and then short right to lock it, and then he should, if you've got him on green, you can fire. If you don't want him on green and you want him on standby, leave him on yellow, and then you can hit spacebar and tell him to fire when ready. So that'll be it for today, guys. That's a quick one for George, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you very much, and see you soon.